starting a live. So he's going to join us. Hey brother, Adrian. How you doing, man? Thank you very much for joining in. Be my number one joining in. Mel is here. Spirituality Universal. I've ghosted everyone, didn't I? I just disappeared. I'm back, man. Yin and Yang States. Let's talk about that today. So, I'm sitting down. I don't usually sit down. But, many of you might not know, but some of you probably do. But I had a hip replacement surgery on my right hip. So, I had an injury. Well, I've had a few injuries, man, in my time. Oh, mate. Being a martial artist, I've damaged my thumb here. I've been doing martial arts since I was 7 years old. Karate when I was 7, boxing when I was 11, Wing Chun Kung Fu since I was 14. Then when I was doing Krav Maga, that was more like 4 years ago. Someone punched my thumb. Someone punched my thumb and this happened. As you can see, it's actually just damage. So I'm falling apart, man. That's why I have to do Qigong like crazy. No. So breath work, Qigong is my thing, energy work. So, you got to take things seriously when you get injured. So I slipped the disc in my back of my spine about 8 years ago. Powerlifting. This is when I used to do squats and deadlifts, like really heavy. I used to go quite heavy. So I was like basically trying to get like personal best records, and I was getting heavier and heavier, and then one day my lower back just went. So I slipped a disc in my spine back then. Then I had a fall and I injured my hips. So basically I had arthritis in both of my hips. So I had the right hip treated. It's basically been painful every day, but this is why I do Qigong and I do breath work to stay on top of my mental and physical health. So this is what got me really serious is sometimes it takes people having some problems to pay attention. Unfortunately, people will prefer not to do anything. That's the reality of it. But when you're put in a situation where you have to do something and to find ways yourself, because I tell you what they do is give you drugs. Right, you go to them with depression, anxiety, they're going to give you drugs, okay? I've been there because I've got all the labels. Depressive disorder, emotionally unstable personality disorder, physical disability, mental health issues, whatever you call it. But as a role model, I wanted to prove that you can actually get beyond these things, okay? Just because you're disabled or someone labels you with depression or, whatever it might be, anxiety, it's only labels. All right, so, energy is the main thing. Everything is energy. So I figured this out, being a martial artist and being so much into Qigong. No one really said to me, oh, you know what, Qigong will directly help you with that. No, it's just your mind is just uses common sense and it says, okay, well, look, your thoughts are energy. If my mind is imbalanced in some way, okay, it's okay. It's people have problems, okay. People have traumatic events. People have issues which are difficult to handle at times. It's why I started all this. Why I started the Mind Up Now. Why does it exist? The reason I do this is because I know there's people suffering. They're in pain. There's ways around it. My brother died when he was 43 years old. In pain, suffering, mental pain, emotional pain. He abused himself with alcohol and drugs until he died. So I know what that's like. My dad was disabled, from the age of 26. He had ALS, motor neuron disease. Okay, he died by the time he was 32. Right, so these are wake-up calls for me. So I used to be quite a wild person. Always. That's why it's in me. Like, people look at me, they don't really, you know, initially you'll think something's bit, you know, there's something about me that is, there is the darkness, without a doubt. There is a light too, because there's a lot of darkness, right? So, you know, the yin and yang states is what I'm talking about. So, when you do nothing, then Taoist way, there's do nothing, then do everything. You know, really, you're either doing not much or you're doing a lot. That's it. You're either using your energy or you're not using it. Here's what happens when you're not using your energy, doing some activities, using your mind, using your body. You're left with all this energy. It's still in you. What happens is that tends to feed your thoughts and your emotions when it's not being used. So if energy is not being used, it's going to affect. This is what happens with overthinking. Overthinking is too much energy. You've got leftover energy. It's got nothing to do, so it creates more thoughts. You've got too much energy. You've not used it creatively, productively, so you're going to have more emotions. Basically, the energy is going to find a way to show itself to you if you're not going to use it. So energy should be moving all the time. So one of the things that I personally struggled with was all this, being someone that's, I think everyone's a little different, but me personally, I need to be quite active to express myself. Okay, I find joy in expression, like self-expression, like creativity. Like that's where my joy is, like in creating something, creating music, creating posts, creating videos, teaching. This is creative because it's flow state. It's like I don't plan it, I just do it, right? So it's a non-doing, wu-wei state, flow state. So I like to do things from that state because you're just getting shit done without really trying. So, you know, teaching for me is effortless because I've just been teaching for over 20 years. You know what? My energy is not flowing properly sitting down. This is why I like to stand up usually. And I thought I'll give myself a bit of a rest because I'm still recovering. I only had my surgery 4 weeks ago. And I thought I'll give myself a bit of a rest. And I actually haven't stepped on air since I've reached like over 100,000 followers and nearly 105,000. So, but I've been yin state. Yin state is the divine feminine state. It's about surrendering, letting go. This is absolutely important to understand yourself. That's where the shadow work is. Like you have to go within, and then you got to come back out. Like you can't stay there because in yin state there is deep peace to be found, serenity to be found, but it will be once you get through a bit of a turbulent ride typically, because you'll also find your shadow, everything you've repressed, everything you've been putting off, everything that you've been holding yourself, everything that you have unresolved, like your past, stuff you're holding on to, so past trauma, those emotions, significant emotional events. I'm a certified timeline therapist and neuro-linguistic programming therapist as well. And in timeline therapy, we call them significant emotional events. So, you know, these are typically events which we hold a lot of emotion to. So these are things usually involving something like losing something which meant something to you. It's usually loss, which is a big thing. So losing a loved one, losing a relationship, like someone passing away, having a breakup, losing a business, losing money, right? These are the things. It's always like loss is a big thing. So, you know, for me, without a doubt, I lost my dad when I was 7 years old, but unconsciously there's a lot of unconscious emotional trauma, a significant emotional event. Same thing with my brother. You know, that's when the depression really hit me hard, when I lost my brother. But, you know, the thing with anyone that's labeled with depression, it is, you know, people are clinically depressed, as they say. It is a diagnosable illness, as they say. Yes, okay. You know, people, it's not like you just feel sad, okay? People that have depression, they can have everything in the world. They can have all the money in the world, have everything brilliant around them, right? Fantastic life. And everybody else look at them, how the fuck are they depressed? They've got everything. but they deep down, that's not what depression is. Depression is not about what you have, right? It's a lack of fulfillment. Okay, so you need to find out why you still feel unfulfilled, right? And a lot of the time, yes, it is true. It is just showing gratitude and appreciation, just appreciating what's already here. But sometimes people get so caught up with this, trying to achieve better, achieve more, achieve, get, hit goals, objectives. Yes, there is a mechanism which makes us feel good when that happens. We get dopamine hits. We get dopamine without a doubt. When we achieve rewards, we get dopamine. So it's important to have, okay? Because when we achieve anything, like let's say I wanted to lose weight and I lost weight, okay, it's a goal to achieve. I want to feel good about it, okay? If I wanted to make extra money in my business and I did that, okay, like for example, I started Instagram 2 years ago. I had a goal, okay, 10,000 followers, then obviously like 100,000. Okay, now it's nice to hit that goal. Okay, it feels good when you hit a goal because at least you put your mind to something, you had a vision and you went out to achieve it, and it feels good to achieve that. Okay, and that's much more of a yang state. That is yang, like when you're expressing, when you're creating, when you're going after stuff, that's the yang state. And you need that, but don't forget the yin as well. The yin is a surrendering state. Now, Taoist, if anyone follows me and listens to what I say, I'm very much into the Taoist philosophy, right? And it's basically following the way of nature. Like we are nature, we're born without a business plan, we go without a business plan. The sun and the moon comes and goes, right? The sun goes up, sun rises, ascends, descends, right? These cycles. There's the seasons, there's autumn, fall, everything. That's the yin period. That's what we're in now. So we hit the yin period. That's why I had surgery. Like, it was good timing for me because it's the yin period. This is the time to surrender. Okay, let go. My biggest awakenings has always been when I'm surrendered and let go. Like, forget who I was. Forget what I was trying to become. Forget about becoming anything. Forget everything I thought I knew. And let go for a moment. And I do that for intervals for about 30 to 40 days. About 40 days is a good number. Jesus went into the wilderness for 40 days. Okay? And that's when the metaphor, the devil tempted Jesus in the wilderness, right? Because the temptations come when you surrender, when you let go. And this is where the deepest shadow work is done. If you want to really discover yourself, know yourself, and understand yourself, and come back better each time, completely let go. Shut yourself off from. This is why I haven't done any lives for over a month. Okay? Because I shut myself off. I have these periods. The best time to do it for me is October, yin period. The plants, the trees, everything dies, right? Because it's autumn, fall. It's about falling away, right? Spring, summer, that's the yang period. That's the Taoist yang period. Okay, then so everything comes back alive. So this is why I always start new things in the spring and the summer. I started the Commotion Qigong Mastery Commune in April 2023. Why? Because it's the spring, summer. It's a good time to be in flow with nature, the way of nature, the universe. It's not that you can't start stuff in autumn, fall. I'm saying that naturally, the way of the universe, right? You got more sunlight. Okay, sun is an important energy, yang energy, divine masculine father. The moon, divine feminine mother, right? The moon and the sun. So the moon energy is what we have more of during autumn, fall, okay? Because the days are shorter. And we have the sun energy more in spring and summer. So we have that behind us, the plants, the trees, even the animals. Watch your animals. I've got 2 cats, okay? They sleep more during autumn, fall. They rest more. They're out more in the spring and summer, okay? So this is a season. We get in tune with these rhythms, okay? So you can tune your business, your lifestyle around these natural flows of the universe, right? So you don't feel like, because we're in the river, okay? There is a flow, you're floating in this river, and there's like a stream, there's a flow, there's a directional flow to all of this, right? The Tao, the way of the universe. There's a directional flow. Without your intervention, it's going to keep happening. You can sleep all day long. The days are going to still keep coming and going, right? It doesn't matter whether you play part or not, right? Yeah. So you can just sit there and relax and just go for the ride, okay? But also, you can not feel the rhythm, the flow of nature and the universe. And you can be trying to swim upstream. Okay, so without a doubt, you know, you can feel like you're out of flow with nature. Naturally, the Tao, the way of God, the universe, will put you back on the right path. Okay, so you know, people think of free will, choice. Okay, yes, you can make choices, but if your choice is to go on the wrong path, you will be put on the right path. That's how free will works, right? You can make choices, but if you make the wrong choices, at some point, the divine will put you on the right path. Might not be the way you want. So yes, you can take wrong turns, but you will, because of the Tao, the way of the universe, you know, without your intervention. You know, there's many times where I've had this, okay, and it's literally like in life, like you're going in a direction, it's completely like when I was really, really wild, right? I do some crazy things. And when I was going way off track, it's almost like a door closes and you can't go this way. It's not for you. Okay? And you can try that. Many people will. Okay? It's part of life. It's part of where you're going to find the most lessons. Okay? But, you know, we reflect on this. Okay? So in ourselves there, you know, we have to explore, we have to express, we have to try things, we have to do things. Okay? Don't shy away. Everyone is different. Some things that we need to do are not what the next person needs to do. Okay, everyone is different, everyone is unique, so you need to find what resonates with you, what is the right path for you, what you should be listening to, who you should be listening to, etc. Right? So that's why some people resonate with me, some people resonate with other people. It's all about resonating. What resonates with you? Because you can choose to go along with what resonates with you. Okay, that's the easiest way. What resonates with you? Choose what resonates with you. Right? But letting go is important. Surrendering is important. And when I mean let go, like I cut off from social media. I'm not doing any business. I'm not working at all at the moment. And I don't plan to work. I mean, I'm going to start my live Commotion Qigong Mastery Commune classes again next week. 2 classes a week, which I do every week anyway. I had a few weeks off. But that I'm going to keep doing. Everything else, all my business, I've stopped. Everything. My trading, stopped. I actually closed down a business that I've had for 20 years. Okay? Which is a trader's coaching business. So I basically have decided I no longer want to do that. I'm letting go, surrendering. I spent 20 years in that business, done really, really well. But that's helping people perform at the best to make money. My goal is not necessarily to help people perform at their best to make money. I want people to perform their best so they can live life to the fullest. Okay? And that might just be simply for someone, it might be just wanting to stay alive. Okay? So I'd much rather help people that are truly, you know, so that's why I'm putting much more of my time and effort. I spent 2 years building the Mind of Matter, building the foundation, got Facebook to over 100,000 followers, got the Mind of Matter Instagram page for over 100,000 followers. But you know, all this stuff, it takes time. You got to have a vision. You got to have a reason to do it. One of the main reasons behind why I do anything really, is a lot of time it's pain. Okay, pain motivates me. So me losing my brother, I realized, and me going through depression myself, and going through pain myself, being disabled, going through depression, I know what it's like personally to suffer. And I know what it's like to suffer. And actually, because my brother passed away and my dad passed away, so I know what it's like to suffer and leave early. So and there's a lot of people suffering in this world. So I'm 45 years old. I'm putting myself a year ahead. 45 years old. I want to spend the rest of my life giving back, helping people with what matters most. The mind, their emotions. So that's why I do this, right? So, but at the same time, I'm always working on myself. So I'm always talking about my own stories. So it's the best way to learn, really, is to be practical, you know, like you can't just read stuff. You've got to do practical stuff. This is why everything I do in my life classes are practical. It's like Qigong is very practical. It's mastering your energy with practical techniques. You actually do. And they don't take long, just a few minutes. So that's the great thing about it. Commotion Qigong, what I teach is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that helps me stay on top of depression, stay on top of low mood, stay active and stay positive minded. Also heal from pain that I've had, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain. So it's helped me a hell of a lot. So I share this stuff because I know my brother didn't have this kind of help when he was going through depression, right? And he didn't get the help. And as a result, he ended up self-medicating with drugs and alcohol. And many people fall in this category. And I was going down that route. Okay, I've been down there. I know what it's like, how easy it is to go down the route of I just drink alcohol, make myself feel better. Or I will take drugs or smoke weed every day, right? I know what it's like because it feels like it's an easy fix. Okay, but it's a temporary, it's not a fix. You know, it's like just putting a plaster on a wound. The wound is still there, right? So it's like, even when you take drugs, okay? And it doesn't have to be like drugs like cocaine or heroin or whatever. It can be drugs that the doctors give you, because I've been prescribed antidepressants, mood stabilizers, all these things. They mess you up even more, especially if you get addicted to them. Okay, so then you got the pain relievers, right? All the pain relievers. Like I personally have experience with opioids, and I know how bad they are for you. Yet the doctors out there will keep prescribing you this because they're drug dealers. Okay, that's what they are. They're drug dealers. That's where the money is. So I realized that, you know, you can heal. You know, if pain is really bad, take some painkillers. Okay, I'm not saying don't take painkillers, don't use them. But, you know, I'm saying that medicine is medicine. It should never be abused. It's, you know, a lot of people have this thing about smoking weed, okay, especially in the spiritual community. It's a medicine. It definitely has its benefits. But again, you know, you don't need anything outside of yourself. That's what I'm trying to show people. You don't really need anything outside of yourself. There's other things that can supplement your own healing. Like, I've had my surgery 4 weeks ago, and a lot of people were amazed. Like, 2 weeks after my surgery, I had a hip replacement. How am I walking around without crutches? Because it's called assisted healing. Okay, because your body's going to heal anyway, but you can assist the healing. And to assist healing, what it takes is taking control consciously of your energy. Okay, and understanding yin and yang from its core, yin and yang from state of mind, and yin and yang in terms of your level of energy as well. Okay, because really you only need 2 states of mind: relaxed, letting go, surrendering. Okay, that's the yin, divine feminine state. That's why the womb is like this. Okay, it receives, it allows. And you basically, when you surrender and allow, you let go. That's where the shadow work is, because this is where you come face to face with stuff that you repress. Okay, but this is absolutely essential. This is why Jesus was tempted by the devil in the wilderness, right? So the temptations come. Okay, now the devil is your lower self, right? Your doubts, your fears. So this is all the stuff you got to face. It's all the stuff that holds you back. Okay, you got to shut the fuck up, get away from everything and everyone and everything else, and pay attention to what's going on within. Because a lot of the time when people are too busy, too yang, they can't hear this. There's too much noise, there's too much distraction, too many people talking, too many conversations outside of your mind going on, too many people saying to you, things to you, what they think, right? You know, and then when you're in work all the time, in business all the time, you know, communicating with other people all the time. This is why solitude it has its benefits. Like, being alone is powerful, okay? But it can be painful at the same time, because that's where the majority of the healing is done. So my biggest awakening, you know, I speak back to like 2015 when my Kundalini awakening started, but I say that it didn't complete until 2021. But it took me spending 40 days in complete seclusion, okay? And all I did is spend time in nature every day. I just shut myself off from everyone. I closed business. I didn't work with many clients, nothing. Just shut myself from everyone. Talked to a few friends here and there. That was it. Okay. And that's what I did like now. Okay. Because it was an opportunity for me. Okay. So yeah, you see a few posts from me on Instagram and stuff. Okay. Because my mind is still going. It's still working. Right. And I actually am receiving more information because I've shut the fuck up. I'm not doing business. I'm not working with clients. I'm not listening to people's problems for a whole month, right? I'm not listening to anyone, okay? Apart from some of the comments that come on my page, yeah. I mean, there's a lovely comments which I put up with. You know, you guys, which you know who you are because you engage on my posts and you follow me. And you have more than likely done for quite some time. So I look at some comments. There's obviously some comments which are just crazy. Like, they're funny, okay? When you have, I have some posts which go viral, like 500,000 people plus, right? Some posts only hit a few thousand, but some of them go like 200, 300, 500,000. I don't see all the comments. And people, it's really funny because people are like, why are you not replying? I don't see half the comments, okay? How am I supposed to see all the comments on Facebook and Instagram? I'm one person, right? There's over 100,000 followers on both. I can't see all the comments, right? So people get upset. Why are you not replying to my comments? I don't see them all. Like, I only see the ones that I catch, right? And it's impossible for me to stay on top of all of them. So, you know, so I have to put up with that a little bit. But other than that, I completely just surrender, let go, okay? And I'm coming back. I'm taking my time coming back, doing things here and there. But I wanted to talk about the importance of doing that. Surrendering, letting go. Because that's when you really have time to yourself. Right? When you can really understand what's going on. You know, they say, know thyself. Know thyself. Not anyone else. Yourself. Know thyself. You don't need to understand me. You don't need to understand anyone else. You need to understand yourself. Just like I need to understand myself. And the only way to understand yourself is to spend time with yourself. Not anyone else. You with yourself. Right? Now, when you go into the depths of your mind, it's vast, right? You got the ego side to your mind. Okay, not bad. Ego is your identity. You're meant to exist here. It's not bad. Okay, but then you got your shadow, which is the parts of you which you repress, which you don't really, or you hide. Okay, and that's not bad either. So the shadow is not bad and the ego is not bad. There's good qualities in the ego. There's negative and positive qualities to both, the shadow and the ego. What we've got to do is integrate the two. There's parts of our shadow that need to come out and be integrated with our identity. And there's parts of our identity which should go into our shadows, right? So there's work to be done, right? So it's always about, you know, your behaviors. How do I behave? Like, what you are doing. What are you doing? Because that's what leads to results. Like, you can think how you like. Okay? It's not really the thinking that makes stuff happen. Okay? Like, people have many problems in their minds. They don't even exist here. Like, people turn molehills into mountains. Right? They don't exist here. Most problems exist in the mind. They don't exist here. So there are problems that exist here. Those are the ones you focus on. They're the practical problems. Okay, there's impractical problems. Yeah, the main cause of anxiety is focusing too much on impractical problems which really don't exist, or you making that molehill into a mountain. So, you know, we need to understand when we're doing that. Focus on real situations, real challenges, not problems. Reframe it. Challenges. What's a challenge? And I always like to review. There's always work to be done. I always like to review myself, self-analysis, okay, psychoanalysis, whatever you want to call it. If you're followers of Jung's work, Jung, right, Jungian philosophies. I'm a big fan of Jung, Carl Jung, and you know, he talks a lot about psychoanalysis. You know, the ego, the shadow. So there are things, as I say, within the shadow which we need to understand, right? Which we need to there are things sometimes we need to resolve. So there is, as I said, there's physical pain, there's mental pain, there's emotional pain, there's significant emotional events. So that's, a lot of this stuff is in the past, right? We can't see the past. We can't touch it. It doesn't even exist here. You know, we all even know, we say, the only true moment is the now, right? Okay. What I like to say, the truest thing really is present. Not even the now moment, because that's gone by the time you recognize it as the now. Now is gone. Okay. It's presence. Presence. Now your presence, consciousness, that can go into the past, the future, or the now. It's the pendulum swinging. So this is the law of rhythm and vibration. Everything's always moving. So energy is always moving. Now, if you don't take control of energy, it will move where it wants to go. Feed whichever part of your vessel naturally feels like it needs to go to. Or what you have programmed yourself to do, because most of what we do is unconscious. Okay, we're creatures of habit. We practice unconscious habits. So whatever we practice often enough consciously becomes unconscious habits. Right? So the way we talk, the way we speak, the way we move, everything is unconscious. We're not really consciously doing all of it. We make little choices here and there. Majority of it is unconscious. It's programmed. So how are we being? Not just consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously, how are we behaving? What kind of beliefs do we hold? What values do we have? Because those are the things that will shape how you behave, what you believe and what you value. So our behaviors, ask yourself, what am I doing that serves me? And what am I doing that's not serving me? So that's it. Like there's going to be things that you're doing that are serving you. There's going to be things that you are doing which are not serving you. Now, these could be habits like smoking, drinking, right? Taking drugs, okay? This is what I've done, because there was a time where I used to smoke, I used to drink alcohol, I had taken drugs, okay? I stopped everything because I realized those things are nonsense. They're not going to serve me. You know? I want to do that. I might as well do it without the cigarette and take in what's good, breath. Forget the cigarette, do it without the cigarette. It's healthier. You wake up, right? Stop doing the stupid stuff. Alcohol kills more people than anything. It's available on every street corner, along with the cigarettes. People drink it all the time. They celebrate with it. They celebrate with fucking poison. This is how crazy it is, right? So people celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's get poisoned. So you realize, like, this is what's happening. You wake up. Okay. Am I serving myself doing this? Am I really serving myself and others doing this? Because I tell you what, when I used to drink alcohol and smoke, I wasn't serving me. I wasn't serving my family or my kids. My brother, it was too late for him. He died by the time he was 43, by the time he had that wake-up call. So this is why I do what I do, because people can have the wake-up call. And there's going to be a lot of people saying, no, I'm not ready for it. Okay, that's fine. Everyone will, it's not like I say I didn't do that stuff. I'm saying at some point, everyone will go through it, okay? They get it they get it out of the system, okay? But at some point, people will realize, okay, these are the things that don't serve me. Okay, and then also the way you behave, like the way you are. Like, if you're getting angry all the time, getting frustrated all the time, does that serve you? Does that serve the people around you, the people you love? Does it? Because these are things that are in your control. Right? So, I put my hands up. Okay? These are things that I know I've worked on myself. I was never really a very angry person, but I've definitely had to work on anger, getting triggered. Okay? Especially when you're in public in the public eye. I have been for over 20 years in the financial industry. Okay, there's always going to be eyes on you, people judging, commenting, and stuff like that. Okay, so it's very easy to get triggered by what people say. Okay, frustrated, get angry. But this is again just energy. I actually realize that anger and frustration, very powerful energy, as long as you don't waste the energy. Hold on to the energy, do something productive with it. Yeah, use it to fuel a workout, use it to fuel the next chapters in your book. You use the energy to fuel your next live and the message, or you put in your reel on Instagram or whatever. But don't waste the energy saying something to the person that's already said something stupid. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So sometimes the best thing to do is show humility, vulnerability. Like there's power in humility and vulnerability. Like some people ask me sometimes, how do you get confident? How do you get the courage to speak? I've been speaking for over 20 years and teaching. Well, I don't get courage and confidence first. What I do is I get good at being vulnerable. I get good at showing humility, meaning I don't care how it is perceived. I don't care what happens. I'm completely okay with the sense of vulnerability and humility. So Jesus taught a lot about the importance of humility, you know, washing his disciples' feet and everything like, right? This humility is important, right? Humility is where the power's at. People think humility and vulnerability is a weakness. It's not. Like, if you think about it, think about any time where you've had courage and you've had confidence. Any time where you've shown some level of courage and confidence. I guarantee you was vulnerable at that time. You felt a sense of vulnerability. Because you cannot have courage without firstly being vulnerable. Vulnerability, authenticity, humility. Like when we surrender, we let go. When I talk about the yin state is the divine feminine state. Allow, receive. Forget about what you know. Just let go. Allow, receive. From spirit. The divine logos. Let it speak to you. God. Your higher self. Whatever you want to call it. It can't speak to you if your heart and your mind is not open. You know, the analogy, the metaphor, like if your cup is full, it's already overflowing. You got to empty the cup. So whenever I go into surrender mode, yin mode, I empty my cup. Empty my cup. There's nothing left. What I've done before doesn't matter. Who I have become doesn't matter. What everybody else thinks I am doesn't matter. Right now, it's gone. Because none of that matters right now. Because when you truly surrender, the identity, that is gone. Right? That's how you're truly reborn. You let go of what you thought you were. Okay? You know, the metaphor of shedding skin, the snakes shedding old skin. Letting go. Let go, let go. So this is, any true awakening requires a lot of letting go. So you typically have to let go of friends which don't serve you too. I've had a lot of friends, okay? I've still got a lot of friends, right? But I've had a lot of friends which I had to let go of. Because they were not in alignment with where I want to go and what I'm about. So your environment, who you surround yourself with, affects you massively. Like your household. Like I live at home, I work at home, my wife works at home, lives at home, my kids are here, got 2 cats. But the household environment has to be, if I want to find peace, I have to be able to at least find it at home. Me and my wife never argue. Okay, we've been together since, well, we've been married since 2007, been together over 20 years. But we never argue. It's not that we didn't, okay? We have, okay? But we just don't, okay? But we get on completely okay, okay? We balance each other out. She's much more water. I'm much more fire. We have this balance. And my son is a Scorpio. She's a Scorpio. They're water. They're born in the yin period, okay? I'm a fire. I'm a Aries. 28th of March. My daughter's a fire sign, fire as well, right? So we have the fire, and the same with the cat. We have one that's water and one that's fire. So we have this balance, right? The yin and the yang. So we have to find this balance as well with our state of mind. Okay, so I say surrender, letting go is important. But yang is about getting fired up. So yin is all about relaxing, letting go. Like when you do like deep meditation and you let go and you surrender, like when you do 30 minutes, 60 minutes deep meditation, like theta brainwave, delta brainwave frequencies, lower frequencies, that's like letting go. Okay, when you're here and you're active and like you exercise, you do some like Commotion Qigong, we have yin exercises, we have yang exercises. A lot of Qigong has just yin. It's very yin focused. It's very slow, relaxation focused. Okay. I do things a bit different. I do both. Okay. Relaxation and energizing, because we need both. Okay. We don't want to just relax, because I tell you what, the yin state becomes miserable if you do nothing for too long, or you have like, I'm just letting go, and I don't want to exist anymore. I'm just surrendering. It'll become miserable because you've got no purpose. You've got no reason to be here anymore. So this is why it has to be met with balance. So you can't just surrender and let go and just forget about everything. You're surrendering and letting go to get what you need, the renewal you need, the information you need, the knowledge you need, the insights you need, to then come back into yang to do something with it. So the yin period is the listening period. You listen for guidance. The yang period is when you do something with it. So you need to do something with what you learn. Because otherwise, what's the point? So that's where you need the yang. This is where you need the energy. So this is why I do exercises which relax you, exercises which energize you. Because when you are done with letting go and you have what you need, you have the understanding that you need, you have the lessons that you need, you've done the shadow work, you've understood the mistakes you've made, you've understood what's holding you back, you've understood what's serving you and what's not serving you, you know what changes you need. Then you need to come back and make those changes. That's the yang state of mind. Yang is productivity, energizing, it's expressive. It's the divine masculine, right? That's why the male sexual organ is expressive. Okay? Woman's sexual organ is passive. So when we go into yin, we're going into the womb of the divine. When we are done with the lessons, we have gained intuition, inspiration from the divine, higher self, God, your angels, guides, whatever you want to call it, Allah, Waheguru, whatever you want to call it, because that's where you're going to get it when you let go, when you pray, when you meditate, when you surrender, when you let go, when you shut the fuck up. When you have the intuition, what is intuition? You're being taught from within. Inspiration, you're in spirit. So when you're in spirit, you get inspired. When you let go, you'll get intuition, because you'll be intuition from the divine. You're being taught from God directly. So when you are being taught, like God, the divine, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, talks to everyone. Everyone has that ability to tap into the divine intelligence. It's just a matter of getting out of the way. it's not like it's not there, that connection, for some people than it is for some. It's there for everyone. You're born with it. Everybody has. Where does creativity come from? Where the thoughts and the ideas that you have that nobody else has ever had before, where do they come from? That's what makes us unique and so different. That's what we're supposed to do. So the joy is in the yang. The joy is actually in doing something with that. Expressing, self-expression. Like me, I get information. I might do some classes. Okay, I do my classes, 2 classes every week in the Commotion Qigong Mastery Commune. Always over an hour each. Okay, so every week I'm teaching there. That's information I got, knowledge from, not only from my experience, from working with Qigong, yoga, Hermetic principles, all the things that I teach, but also the information I get in the now. That's the flow state. Like, that is the most beautiful thing. Like, to be in the now and just express. Like, for me, it's just like, when you got that connection with the divine, it's just like you're turning a tap. You just, you turn the tap, put the water on. That's it. You turn divine intelligence on and off as and when you need. Because once you know how to tap in, you tap in whenever you want. But you have to exercise the throat chakra. Right? The throat chakra is all about speaking things into existence. Abracadabra. Like, you've got to do something. Say something. Use your voice. If you're not going to use your voice, write it down. Right? All this information that we've all got access to, this knowledge and wisdom that everyone's got access to, direct access to. Because remember, everything out here is connected. And everything is information. And everything is energy. So all we are doing in this world is we are decoding energy and information. We're decoding it. Perception is actually a projection. That's why everyone can look at the same thing and see it in a different way. There's 20 people here right now. Some of you are looking at me thinking, who's this crazy guy? Some of you are actually listening intently. But I'm the same person. But everyone sees me in a different way. Why? Because perception is actually a projection. You're projecting how you see me. You're projecting how you see reality. So, it is, what's happening here? Like, people think the world is out there. But really, your brain is the consciousness receiver, right? Your brain is the consciousness receiver. This avatar is used as an interface to feel and interact with this environment. But really, what the brain is receiving is just electrical impulses. Smell, taste, sight, touch doesn't even come. There's no such thing as a smell that comes in touch with the brain cells. It's just electrical impulses. So it's all electrical impulses, energy and information creating electrical impulses. So we are decoding this. Decoding it in real time to understand the now, the present moment. And everyone can see it differently because your perception, which is a projection, is filtered by your beliefs, your values, and your past memories. And your meta-programs, metaphysical programs, your unconscious, subconscious programming. How you have developed your character to be. How you organize information out here. Everyone you see, everything you see is just information. I'm just information. Yeah, what we remember, past memories, beliefs, values. So all of these things filter. So our brain is a filter for consciousness. Pure consciousness is beyond the cauliflower-shaped organ in the head. That's a filter for consciousness. Pure consciousness is beyond the brain and even beyond the body. This is why out-of-body experience is possible, because we can connect with our energetic body and be fully conscious of our energetic body, which is outside of our physical body. Just like when you transcend the energetic body, connect with your spiritual body, you can be fully conscious and aware of your spiritual body. It's what I teach people to do with Commotion Qigong. Your 3-dimensional body, physical body, 4-dimensional body, energetic body, then you've got your spiritual body, right? So there's 3 bodies. We're connected to all 3, right? And there is this interplay within these energy centers. They're connected with these 3 energy centers: the lower dantian, middle dantian, upper dantian. The lower dantian is connected to your Jing, your essence, 3-dimensional. This is your energetic body. This is why we connect with this, the middle dantian, with the energy in the energetic field out here, our biofield, right? So we connect with all of that out here from the middle dantian. And the spiritual body, this is what awakens, right? This house is a throat, the ajna, the sahasrara, the spiritual body, the upper dantian in Qigong. Now this is what's awakening. We're based upon this work we're doing in understanding the physical and energetic. So just wanted to come on today and speak about the yin yang state. So just understand yourself, like, you do need to be in both states, okay? And you need both. But ask yourself, which one should I be in now, okay? You're without a doubt going to be fluctuating from yin to yang. Think of yin as like doing nothing, like letting go, like relaxing, okay? Yin state, you're not really doing much, okay? Like if you're just relaxing, listening to music, that's yin state, doing nothing. Meditating, relaxing, doing nothing. Okay, so I've been doing that a lot the last 4 weeks, doing nothing because of my surgery that I've had. So I'm forced to do that a bit more than usual. I'm a very active person. I've only really started going back to the gym again the last couple of weeks. So I'm ahead in terms of my recovery, but I'm doing assisted healing. Okay, so if many of you guys probably saw, even 2 weeks after my surgery, I put my crutches down. I was doing Qigong in my garden, because the Qigong is getting my energy and my Qi flowing. Now, my body will repair naturally, but I can assist the healing by taking control, by using Yi. Yi is consciousness, connecting Yi consciousness with Qi, which is the life force energy. So as we master consistently taking conscious control of our energy, because otherwise it's unconsciously controlled. Your energy is there all the time. Like, you have energy and it is being distributed throughout your vessel, the human body, unconsciously, if you choose not to do anything with it. So quite naturally, a lot of people's energy will rush up and feed their brain. Okay? So this is what leads to overthinking. Now, you can actually bring your conscious attention out, because a lot of people are very head conscious in this world today. Very head conscious, because we've been trained to think like the menu choice making mind, right? Think, figure things out, logical thinking mind. Like even at school, like study, like academics. But the other part of us is the unconscious mind, right? Which is doing things automatically, which is it's been programmed to do. But remember, most of what we're doing is unconscious. Most of what we're doing, like 95% plus of what we do, is unconscious. Like when I'm speaking now, I'm not consciously choosing what to say. It's just happening. It's unconscious intelligence. So there's an unconscious intelligence. It's keeping your blood pumping through your veins, keeping your heart pumping. You're breathing unconsciously all the time. So what happens when you take conscious control of something that's normally unconscious, like your breathing and your body, your movements? You're training your mind to take conscious control of something that is usually unconscious. But you're not taking control of the unconscious thoughts, because that's near to impossible, because the unconscious thoughts that's the programs, right? You can be aware of that, but can you change unconscious programming with the mind? It can be done. Okay, that's what neuro-linguistic programming and timeline therapy is. That's what I've been certified in since 2005. But it's hard work. Okay, the great thing is, like as we learn in neuro-linguistic programming, 55% of your state of mind is physiology anyway. So a lot of the way you think and the way you are is down to how your body is. So body consciousness. So if we can get our consciousness out of being stuck up here in the mind, in the head, distribute it more evenly across our whole body, the energy is working much more optimally. Okay, so we want to get the energy, because naturally the energy is going up here a lot. Okay, this is why in Qigong we bring the energy down, okay, into the middle dantian, then the lower dantian. We spend a lot of time bringing the energy down to here, your navel, your lower dantian. Right? Why? Because that's where your life force energy is supposed to be. When you was in your mother's womb, your prenatal chi comes here for your navel. That's why that umbilical cord is connected to your belly here. Okay? Because it feeds you life force energy when you're in the womb. That is your prenatal chi. Now, that's why your Jing, your essence, sits here. And this is why we store all our chi. When we do Qigong, we store it here, the lower dantian. Now, naturally, that will feed our middle dantian, the heart center, and our brain here as well. So it will feed our emotions and it will feed our thoughts. But we do have control over it. What people don't realize is that unconsciously, quite naturally, because this is what we're using the most in this day and age, our energy is going up here and here, because there are emotions. This is our emotional center. This is our thinking center. So naturally, these two centers are being fed energy consistently, unconsciously, without you trying to do so. But when you are overthinking, there's too much energy here. When you're overfeeling, there's too much energy here. So what you need to understand is, am I overthinking or am I overfeeling? Because that's where the imbalances will become. And what you need to do is direct the energy back down here into your lower dantian. This is why most Qigong, doesn't matter what Qigong you practice, the majority of Qigong systems will focus majority of their practices on bringing the energy down into the lower dantian. Now, of course, there's much more. We do with Qigong, we do the microcosmic orbit. So that is bringing the energy from your lower dantian here down below, then underneath your perineum, okay, in between your genitals and your anus, okay, it's perineum. So it goes below there. That's where the Kundalini is activated. So the energy goes from the lower dantian backwards, okay, so like this, up your spine, okay, up all the way along your spine, through the back of your neck here, to the top of your head here, okay, this is where your yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, I done a post on this the other day, so if anyone wants to reference this, actually, the Bai Hui is that. So at the bottom here, you got the Hui Yin, okay, and the perineum. So the energy is traveling upwards. So this is the microcosmic orbit. Very popular if you're familiar with Mantak Chia, great Qigong teacher, wrote loads of books. He made this very famous, the microcosmic orbit. So this is bringing the energy from the lower dantian up, back of the spine, and then up to the crown here, and then up to the ajna, down to the ajna here, the third eye. And then, so when we breathe in, it comes all the way up to here. And then when we breathe down, so when we breathe out, the energy then comes down here. Okay, so this is the, we've got the two channels. So we've got the governing channel going around the back. That's the yang channel. And then we got the functioning channel, which is down the front, the yin channel. So the yang is this orbit behind, going up the back side of our body. And then the yin is the functional channel coming back down to the lower dantian here. So that's an orbit, okay, and obviously you can get the hands and the limbs involved, so the arms and the legs, and the energy going through the hands and the feet. That'll be a macrocosmic orbit, so that's bringing in more energy. Now the interesting thing is, I talk about yoga and Qigong, I focus mostly on Qigong, but Kundalini Yoga, the Ida Nadi is like on the left-hand side, so the yoga system, they actually connect like a jigsaw puzzle. Yoga and Qigong connect, and actually Tibetan Buddhism sort of used both, qigong and yoga, and that's what I've sort of done. I've bridged this gap between Kundalini yoga and qigong, because they're actually two systems that fit together, just like two perfect pieces of a puzzle. So Kundalini yoga, for example, like the Ida Nadi on the left here, Bengala Nadi on the right, and it's a system which is working more sideways like this. And the orbit in Qigong is working more this way. So you got the energy going this way in Qigong, and you got the energy going this way in yoga. Okay, now you can go further. In Commotion Qigong, we also got the energy going diagonally this way. So, but it's all circular. And that's circular spiraling motion. This is the metaphor of the serpent, circular spiraling motion. That is the life force energy, the divine form of life force energy. This is why DNA spirals. Okay, hurricanes, galaxies, spirals. Okay, it's a divine form for life force energy. So even when we breathe in and out, people think it don't go straight in and straight out. It vortexes in and out. It spirals in and out. Okay, Kundalini, when it awakens, it spirals. Okay, so this spiraling form of life force energy is important to understand. This is why if you see me do Commotion Qigong, I'm always doing spiraling circular motions. You know, just look at the universe. The sun, the moon, round. Right? Spheres. Right? Galaxies, spirals. Like, look at nature. Fibonacci, right? If anybody knows anything about sacred geometry. Fibonacci, right? 1.618 golden ratio. All these things connect. All these things connect. Why? Of course it's meant to. Everything's meant to connect because everything is connected. It's not, it shouldn't be surprising to anyone. Everyone knows all is one. Everything is connected. Law of one. Right? You know, people try to separate everything when everything is just one. Everything is the same. You know, Muslims call God Allah. Sikhs, I'm born a Sikh. We call God Waheguru. Some people call him Father. Some people call him Mother, or whatever. It don't matter. Okay, they're like I'm a very open book. Okay. I speak about many religions, Taoism, Qigong. I speak about different systems. Sikhism, born a Sikh, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, whatever. Taoism, Judaism, all the isms, one ism. Okay, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, everything can be pulled together. Like, if you like a bit of Christianity, and you like a bit of Sikhism, you like a bit of Taoism, you like a bit of Qigong, you like a bit of yoga, put it together. Because at the end of the day, I've done karate, I've done boxing, I've done Wing Chun Kung Fu, I've done Krav Maga, I've done Tai Chi, I've done Qigong, I've done yoga. As far as I'm concerned, these are all different martial arts. Okay? I'm born a Sikh, but yet, I'm a huge fan of Taoism. I'm a huge fan of Christ. Right? I love the teachings of Buddha, Christ. I love the teachings of Shiva, Krishna. So why am I not going to listen to what resonates with me? Now, some people will say, no, I'm just one of them. I'm a Hindu. I'm a Christian. I can't listen to what Sikhs say. I just say be an open mind. Because really it's all connected. So this is why if you really just get yourself out of the way and what you think you know and what you think you understand, and you just let things be, you'll find things connect. This is why yoga, Kundalini yoga and Qigong and Tai Chi and Reiki, quantum healing, they're all the same. They're all energy work. Pranayama, prana is life force energy. In India, I'm Indian. Prana, Yama. Prana, life force energy. Yama, to control or work with it. Chi, life force energy. Gong, to master the skill of working with it. It means the same thing. Right? Then you got Reiki. Okay, Reiki is more. It's more from Japan, but they actually, if you go back to the roots, and it was more. I think it was only discovered in 19. I can't remember the Mikao Usai. I can't remember his name now, but anyway, Reiki not my thing, but it's energy work. Okay, I know some people do Reiki. Now Reiki is a little bit more, tends to be more with expressing the energy, whereas Qigong is actual martial art, where it's more working with the energy. So Qigong for me is more about working with the energy for yourself, mastering your own energy. Whereas Reiki, other healing, like a lot of it is with using the energy on others or manipulating energy in others. Me personally, I don't work on specializing with manipulating energy in other people. What I have specialized in is manipulating energy in myself and working with my own energy and mastering my own energy. So that's where Qigong is different in that sense, okay? Because it can be used to heal others, okay? I mean, I'll put a video up me healing a bird, an injured bird, and things like that on my page. Can be done. It's just not what I specialize in, okay? So I specialize in learning how to heal myself and teaching people how to use these energetic systems to help heal themselves. Mentally, physically, spiritually. Now, there are other systems like Reiki or quantum healing or stuff like that where you go to someone. They're the healer and they heal you. I don't do that, okay? So if you want that, then you do. It's not that you can't do it with Qigong. Let's say you can. It's not the path that I choose personally to walk, to be a healer, healing people with my hands. Okay? I'm not saying it can't be done. Okay? There's energy here. What I'm saying is it's in your own hands. I personally prefer people to take their own power, their God-given power, and learn how to use it themselves, rather than rely on someone else fucking with your energy. Right? Be careful when you let people fuck with your energy, because they're in your energetic field. So if you are going to go to healers which are working with your energy and you're not working with your own energy, it's just very much like going for surgery. You basically are surrendering your body and your energetic system and everything that you are to that person. So make sure if you do go down that route for healing that you trust 100% the person that's working with your energy. Me personally, I have not been guided to do that with other people. I am guided more so to help people understand it themselves, learn to work it themselves. That way, you're not teaching a man how to, you're not just giving a man a fish to feed them for the day. You're teaching them how to fish so they can feed themselves for a lifetime, right? So that's what I tend to do. I teach people how to master your own energy. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to cover Yin and Yang States. It's been a while since I popped on. Wu Wei flow state. Hopefully you got some information that was useful. What do you think about microdosing? Mushrooms, the ones that make you high, not necessary, but I have done mushrooms. The hallucinogenics, everyone, I've done DMT, I've done stuff, but now, no, not necessary. Nothing is necessary, is what I was saying earlier. Like, nothing is necessary apart from mastering your own energy. Once your third eye is awakened, you don't need even DMT. My meditation, if I'm going to deep meditation, I'll completely let go. I'll have a full-blown DMT trip without taking DMT. I've smoked DMT, I've smoked Changa, way more powerful than mushrooms. And I've taken mushrooms, so I've done all that stuff. It's just not necessary. It can help people open their mind a little bit, But, again, it's all shadow work. So you have to do something with what you find. So it will help you tap into the yin state more, just like smoking weed will. But you have to do something with it, the information. Just like even a DMT trip, you're going to get insights. You're going to see stuff. You're going to connect with entities. But what you learn and what you do with it is not going to happen by itself. Like what you learn from anything like that, you have to do something with the information. So, some people think like, the medicines, right? Like these psychedelics can unlock certain things in people's minds and their intelligence. But again, abuse is always a big thing. So it's not so necessary. If anyone has ever called to do anything, I personally have. I'm not. But at the same time, I have done DMT, I've smoked DMT, I've done mushrooms a number of times, I've smoked weed, I've taken cocaine, I've done lots of things, ecstasy. But at the same time, I realized none of them is necessary. None of it is necessary. So, it takes sometimes doing it to figure that out. But what I am a big fan of is mushroom blends like chaga mushrooms, reishi mushrooms, and things like that. So mushroom blends that not hallucinogenics, right? Mushroom blends like adaptogenic blends, mushroom blends that you can get coffee, tea. I spoke about those things before. I think they're great. Okay. And again, even if weed, you got THC, then you got CBD. CBD is beneficial, very beneficial, and it's something that you can use on a more consistent basis because it doesn't give you the high, the mental high. But I'm not saying that cannabis doesn't have its place either. It does. Again, it's a medicine. It's like, when you got a headache, you take the headache pill when the headache's there. You don't take it when the headache's not there. But people smoke weed like when there's nothing to treat. Right? So it is a medicine. We got to remember when you're playing with plant medicines, they are medicine. Keyword, medicine. Do you think it's possible to catch the physical disease through talking with people who have bad energies? It's all about your own energy, really, at the end of the day. Now, there are genetic things, right? There are injuries, right? I mean, I've had injuries, so I was talking about them earlier. So, but physical diseases, catching it off someone purely from talking with them? No. The most important thing is your own energy. Your own energy. Like your own energy. Like remember, everything else outside of you, like people talk about people and the environment affecting their energy. There are things out there that can impact your energetic field. Okay? There are. Like people, if you spend enough time around certain people, it will impact your energy. You spend enough time listening to certain information with a certain kind of energy, it will influence you. So whatever you spend your time around will influence you, okay, in some shape or form. So yeah, you got to be careful in that sense. But so in terms of energy, we're talking about what people are saying. So, what are you listening to? Like, this is what I always say, be careful. What are you allowing in? Because this is the brain is a filter, but we are allowing, receiving information. What are you listening to? Who are you watching? What are they saying? What kind of energy do they hold? Because it will reflect in you. So now that is what we have complete control over. Who we allow our energy to be shared with. Like, we can control. We can choose, do I spend my energy with these people or not? Okay, so it's very, very important to have the right people around you. You've probably heard this before. Like, you will be a direct reflection of the 3 to 5 most the 3 to 5 people that you spend your most amount of time with, okay? So think about the 5 people, okay? 3 to 5 people that you spend most of your time with. Those are the ones that they influence you the most. Okay? Now, if every now and again you're just going past and there's an idiot, not going to impact you so much. It's more about how you allow it impact you. Now, believe me, I come across a lot of idiots every day, especially on social media, comments and things like that. But I choose whether I pay attention. There's certain comments and things that I don't want to be even near any of that energy of what that person is saying. So I completely ignore it. So we can choose to move away from any energy that doesn't serve us. That's in our power. Right? I said earlier, I had to let go of certain people that don't serve me or were not going to serve me. So that's in our power. Your complete power. Like if you choose to surround yourself with that kind of energy and you keep allowing yourself to be around the people that impact you negatively, that is a choice. Now, there are times where, working environments, you have to be around certain people, work colleagues, businesses. You have to be around certain people, which you don't really want to spend a lot of time around with. So you can tolerate them. You tolerate certain individuals. You learn to tolerate. You learn to accept. You don't have to change them. It's just a matter of avoiding moving around energy. It's all energy, right? Some energy you want to be around. Get around that kind of energy. There is positive energy out there. Remember, there's positive energy. Like here, we try to provide positive energy. I try to provide a positive place here. Now, we sometimes get people that will come here and try to ruin the vibe with negative comments, etc. Okay? The great thing is, like on social media, you don't have to put a lot of people you don't know. Okay? You don't know them personally. Like if people are attacking me on social media, I simply block them. I usually give them 1 or 2 chances, not many. Okay? 2 chances is enough. If a person is an idiot twice on my channel, my page, not their page, my page, they can go. So it's easy to move that energy around, especially when it's not yours. Now, the energy that's harder to move around is your own, right? Now, the energy that's not yours is easy to get out of the way. Move away from it. Easy. It's a choice. Some of it we have to tolerate. Okay? Grace is so important. I spoke about vulnerability, humility, but moving with grace. Grace. Like, move with the same grace, the same level of grace that nature does. Just come and go. Come and go quietly. Come and go quietly. That's what I say. Just come and go quietly. Move with grace. Don't make too much noise. The people that get in trouble are the ones that make too much noise. Like Andrew Tate. Right? Those are the people that get in trouble. They make too much noise. Flow with grace. All right, much love, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Carrie Ganova. All right, so good to get my throat chakra activated again because I have not been speaking or teaching for like 4 weeks. So, and it's what I do, man. So to be out of action for a little while, it's nice because I'm surrendering, letting go, and I'm still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying the yin. Just letting go, just being, man, just being. I've got I'm not working, nothing. I'm just doing my classes here, starting next week. I'm not doing any other work. I've closed another business that I've had for 20 years. I'm letting go. I'm surrendering. The mind of matter is going to be a major focus of mine now. What I'm doing with Commotion Qigong. So, watch your space. If you want to come and join the classes, we do 2 classes every Tuesday and Thursday, usually at least 1 hour each. There's already 50 live classes recorded, which you can get access to straight away, all in the Commotion Qigong Mastery Commune. Check it out. There's a link tree in my bio, top link. If you're interested in some studies in Qi energy and bioelectromagnetic energy, which is basically the same thing, There's some links in my link tree as well with some studies. One's about 54 pages, one's about 20 pages. Some really good studies on chi energy and science behind it, right? So I like to put not just the practice, the art, the martial art together, but the science. There's science to back a lot of this up as well. So, there's a science for the Kundalini. There's a science for there's a science for all of this. The energy that we feel is a real energy. The chi energy. It's a real energy that can be measured. Okay, that we can emit from the hands and we can pull in. Okay, of course, what we're breathing is chi as well. What we're eating is chi. What we're drinking is chi. Okay, there's terrestrial chi. Okay, from the elements, we got water, fire, air, earth. There's chi, electromagnetic energy from the earth. The earth is electromagnetic. We are electromagnetic. The electromagnetic energy field is all around our body. This empty space is not empty. This empty space connects everyone and everything here. Without this empty space, there would be no separation. And without this empty space, there would be no unity. So don't forget that. So use the empty space, because that is how we connect. All right, much love, everyone.